I was going to stitch this video and then I lost it about this girl who was talking about how she used to be a stay-at-home mom and she'd do all the cooking and cleaning and taking care of the kids all day, every day. Her husband would go to work and then come home and like watch TV, and that is unrealistic. Let me kind of explain how me and my husband do it because it might help some people out there. So first thing is, if you're a stay-at-home mom, your job is from the time your husband or your partner leaves to when they come home. That is their work hours. If it's 8 to 4, 9 to 5, whatever. Even if it's like longer days, 12-hour days, those are their work hours. So those hours match your work hours, right? So think about if the kids get up early at 6 a.m., none of you are working yet. That is when you split the duties. So if you guys are both home, you're not on shift yet. So like, for example, my daughter wakes up at like 5 or 6. My husband gets up with her while I get ready. He gets her breakfast. Then we switch. I get her dressed while he goes and gets ready. And then at 8 a.m. or whatever time it is, he goes to work. Then my job as being a stay-at-home mom starts. He's at work, sitting through meetings, doing all of his work, whatever he does. And then I'm at home taking care of kids and making meals and cleaning the house. Like, that's my job. Then 5 o'clock hits and he comes home. So 5 o'clock hits, he comes home. Now we're both off shift and we're splitting our responsibilities. So I clean up the dishes while he does bath time with the kids, or vice versa. And then he plays with them while I go get ready for bed. Then I do story time while he goes and takes a shower and gets ready for bed. And we kind of like alternate like that. If he has a longer day at work, that means I have a longer day at home by myself. And so our hours match. But when we're both home together, we're both splitting the duties. Then when it comes to the weekend, we still split them, but let's say he wants to go golf for like 4 hours or whatever, that's fine, but his responsibility then is to make sure I'm taken care of with the kids. Either I say like, yeah, it's good, I'm all good, you go do your thing, or he helps me find a babysitter so I can have a break, or when he comes home, then the next day I'll go for a few hours and do something for myself, like go get my hair done or whatever I need. So essentially it's still 50-50. And of course, like, you have to remember, people argue this all the time, but this is the person that you love, that you're raising your kids with, and you genuinely like them. And so some days are going to be a little bit, you have to take on more responsibility, and some days they're going to have to take on more responsibility. It just kind of ebbs and flows like that. And when it's somebody that you love and you're raising kids with and you're with, like, you don't mind that as long as it's not unbalanced for a longer majority of the time. Last thing is how we split up chores is whoever has the higher standard does the chore. So it's pretty simple. For me, I can go like weeks without laundry because I have 6 million clothes, and my husband cannot because he owns like 4 t-shirts and he wears the same thing every single day. So when I'm at home being a stay-at-home mom, I'll do a load of laundry and I'll still like keep up with stuff. But then if he needs his clothes sooner, he steps up and does more laundry, so that way he's taken care of. Another example, when it comes to food and dinners and grocery shopping, I do that because I have a higher standard for what we eat. For him, he could eat like burritos every single day and be totally fine and happy, and I can't. So that way I take on that responsibility because then it's to my standards without holding a grudge on him for not cooking what I want to cook. Lastly, I also run a business, and so when I'm doing that, if I have to like take calls on a Saturday, since I'm working on that, then he's on kid duty for an hour call or whatever it may be. Most of my business is a lot more passive than it used to be. So I can still do stuff like during nap time, and we kind of fit in those areas and work around those. But that's kind of the gist of how we manage our lives and split duties while the stay-at-home mom is not doing everything 24/7, and it still feels like you're clocking in and clocking out at a fair time.